In today's video, I'm just going to show you a couple of quick examples from our activity of why the cat was kicked out of school. Now, it's important that when you get problems like this or any type of an activity, you read carefully because it says here that you've been given either a point and a slope or 2 points, but they want you to write the equation in slope-intercept form. And that is really important. Slope-intercept form, we have to know, okay, the final answer should be in y equals mx plus b. That should be our final equation, how they want it entered in or how they want you to give them back the information. But I look here, and here's like my examples straight from the handout. So number 8 on the handout, which is on the right column, it's giving me a coordinate or a point, and it's giving me a slope. So if I have a point and a slope, I'm actually going to start in point-slope form, and then I'm going to turn that into slope-intercept form. So when I look here, let's go ahead and do that. Let's say, okay, remember our formula is y minus y1 equals m, and then in parentheses, x minus x1. We're going to plug that in. So y minus, find your y coordinate, that'd be the -2, equals m, my slope, which was 1, times x minus the x coordinate of 2. Now I'm just going to simplify. I start on the left, I have y minus a -2, so that would just be y plus 2 equals. Now on this side I would distribute, so I have 1 times x, which is 1x, and I have 1 times -2, which is -2. Now I need to get the y by itself. Remember, I got to get to y equals mx plus b. I know that on the side with the y I have plus 2, so I'm going to subtract 2. And what I do to one side, I do to the other. So we're subtracting the constants on both sides. The y comes down. 2 minus 2 is 0 equals x comes down. And -2 minus 2 is -4. And now I'm in slope-intercept form. So be careful when they ask you. They're going to ask you to turn everything back into slope-intercept form. You need to take it from point slope, enter your data, and then simplify and solve. So let's take a look at another example. We'll look here at number 3. Again, I've been given a point, and I've been given a slope. So I'm going to start in point slope form. So that would mean I would have y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Or y minus the y value, now they told me 4, 1, so the y value is 1, equals the slope, 3/2, in parentheses, x minus the x value, which is 4. We're going to simplify. This would be y minus 1 equals 3/2 x, so 3/2 x, and then 3/2 times 4. Right? We're going to distribute to both. So 3/2 times 4. If you want to over here on the side, let me talk about that real quick. I have 3/2 times 4. Now that'd be 4 over 1. Multiply straight across. 4 times 3 is 12. 2 times 1 is 2. And 12 divided by 2 equals 6. So this 3/2 times -4 means subtract 6. Now keep going because the y is still not by itself. I have this subtract 1. We're going to add 1 to both sides. So y, this is 0, equals 3/2 x, and then -6 plus 5, -6 plus 1 is -5. And that is in slope-intercept form. There's y equals mx minus rb. So here's our slope, the 3/2. Our b is at the end, -5. All right, we have one more example, and it changed up a little bit. I've got a point, and I have a point. So what can I do when I've been given 2 coordinates? Well, the first thing I have to do when I've been given 2 coordinates is I have to use my slope formula. So remember, the slope formula is m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So in this problem, that would be -2 minus 4, and then my denominator would be -6 minus 3 we'll go ahead and work this out. Negative 2 minus 4 is negative 6. Negative 6 minus 3 is negative 9. I need to simplify 6 and 9. Well, first I noticed two negatives, right? Two negatives, when I divide a negative divided by a negative is positive. So I know my answer is positive so far. And 6 and 9 will both divide by 3. So my fraction here is actually going to be 2/3. Well, now I have a slope. And I have 2 points. So I'm going to use the first one. I'm going to get y minus y1, well, I'm going to go 4 equals my slope of 2/3 times x minus 3. Let's go ahead and break this down. Y minus 4 equals, we need to distribute 2/3 x, and we'll distribute again 2/3 times negative 3. Well, I know it's negative, and again, that would be 2 times 3 over 1. So 2/3, multiply straight across. 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 1 is 3. So 6 over 3, well, 6 divided by 3 is 2. Almost there. All we got to do now is add the 4 to both sides. And we will have y, because our 4's are gone. We have canceled those. Then we have 2/3 x, and negative 2 plus 4. Well, negative 2 plus 4, I'm actually subtracting. 4 minus 2 is positive 2. So y equals 2/3 x plus 2. That's in slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. I am going to show you that real quick. It didn't matter which point I selected. So let's say I thought that I liked the second one better. That's fine. Y minus negative 2 equals 2/3 times x minus negative 6. Let's make this simple. Y minus a negative is positive, so y plus 2 equals, we're going to distribute, this would be 2/3 x, and then I got to take 2/3 times the 6. Now be careful here, negative and a negative, right? Minus a negative, this is just like addition here. So this is a positive 6, so plus. And again, 2/3 times 6, so 2/3 times 6 over 1. That would be 12 over 3. Multiply straight across. 6 times 2 is 12. 3 times 1 is 3. And 12 divided by 3 is 4. So I put plus 4 here. Now I still need the y to be alone. The y has this plus 2, so I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. And y is going to equal 2/3 x plus 2. So when we're working with slope-intercept form, and you start with points, and you need to turn them into y equals mx plus b. Put them in your formula, simplify, and move. If you've been given 2 points, you have to find the slope first, and then it does not matter which one you use. You can use the first coordinate or the second coordinate. You just can't use pieces of each. It has to be either the first or the second. They'll both simplify down in the end, and you will end up with the exact same slope-intercept form.